Hello, everyone. This is Danish. Thank you, Paul, for the introduction. So, Paul already covered this. I'm an ex-engineer turned founder, worked at Cisco and various other organizations as an intern and full-time. So that's what my background is. And there are two products that CypherTech is focusing on. And there are two primary problems that we are focusing on. So first one is lack of secure and private communication. So a little bit backstory about it. I came up on this idea when it was time during Facebook privacy violations were happening and it was gaining an awareness on the importance of privacy. And around the same time, a journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, was assassinated in Turkey. So it was at that time I realized that there is a need for private and secure communication, which does not rely on users' personal information. So I came up with this idea at that time, and employee reluctance to report issues is while I was working at Cisco, I found out that there is a huge gap between what leadership thinks employee sentiments are versus what employees are going through at work. Many employees choose not to report the issues they are going through, and some of the platforms which came into play which helped me find the data is that Blind, you can see that gained a lot of popularity in past few years. So that's where I realized that there has to be some way where employees can safely share the challenges they are going through at work while also being able to seek coaching and counseling all anonymously. So that's wherein I realized that CypherChat can be leveraged into safe space as well, where employees can anonymously over chat report issues as well as seek counseling and coaching. So I'll start with CypherChat. The data shows that CypherChat can be very useful because currently there are many platforms which have encryption, but some of those do not enable it by default, leaving the knowledge on the user's awareness that to turn it on. And in addition, there is also a lot of places in the world where communication apps are restricted. So there is a lot of censorship as well. So this is some supporting data which backs creation of CypherChat. And now I'll go how CypherChat differs from other solutions. So in CypherChat, you can download the app or go on a website, CypherChat web app. You can just provide a username and a chat room name and choose the level of privacy for your chat room. And you can create a chat room. The different level of privacy is that, just to give you an upshot of it, high privacy does not store any data of the messaging. So you can send a message to only online users at that particular point. And if you refresh the page or have a time time deletion of the message, expiry of message, the message will disappear. So that is another feature of a chat room you can have. And all chat rooms will be end-to-end encrypted with peer-to-peer file sharing and calling. So that is CypherChat. And some of the marketing or market overview of CypherChat. There is huge number of messages being exchanged on daily basis as messaging apps are very popular. Unfortunately, there has been many accounts which have been breached and many of them are being sold on dark web. And one of the custom use case of CypherChat is also to be able to have people seek online therapy, which I am really passionate about for mental health. So that is also there, a market for that. And a competitor analysis of CypherChat. So CypherChat clearly stands out in its ability to sign up without personal information, send messages without storing on the server, and peer-to-peer calling as well as file sharing, and as well as there is screen sharing available, which is not available right now in any other platforms. So that concludes CypherChat. Now I'll jump to Safe Space. So the data shows that many employees face harassment and discrimination at work. Many of the minorities face. If they report issues, they face retaliation. And if the issue goes to EEOC, the organizations have to pay huge penalty as well as their reputation gets damaged. So the upshot is that neither organizations are winning, neither employees are winning in the long run. So it is better to proactively resolve those. So safe space solution is combination of ability to report issues as well as complemented with coaching and counseling anonymously over chat so employees can effectively tackle those challenges at work. So that is safe space. I'll deep dive into here. So safe space, there will be a QR code which will be embedded in the organization's intranet. Employee can scan that QR code on a non-work device, get connected to the HR case manager. HR case manager will relay that information to the organization. There is an additional option for organization to have HR case manager as to moderate the investigation to ensure that there is neutral outlook on the resolution and all evidences are equally weighted and considered while coming to the resolution, and then they can write a report on how the resolution came into being. Unfortunately, the data shows that many organizations have policies, but it is not really doing what it's supposed to do. So there is a lot of employees who are facing challenges at work, and businesses are losing revenue, as well as a lot of talent is being lost as well. So Safe Space stands out by being its ability to have a third-party case manager and as well as counseling and coaching, as well as aggregated score from various social platforms on what the organization sentiment is, whether it is in company or outside the company, because these days people check on the social media of what the people think about an organization prior to joining. So this is also going to help the organization leadership. And this is the team for Cypher. It's myself right now, and I have two advisors. One is HR consultant with 12 years of experience, and another is the leadership coach, works in public sector as well as private sector, who is helping me guide through and also introducing me to some prospects for partnership as well as customers. I'm asking for 1.5 million to be able to hire software engineers to help me complete the safe space workflow and also UI, UX to be able to successfully be able to complete that and also be able to file a non-provisional patent. I already have provisional patent. So those are some of the resources I need to be able to successfully take it forward, this concept and product. Thank you.
Great, Dinesh. I'll lead off with a couple of thoughts. First, I think, congratulations, getting this far is, a really big accomplishment, and, having, I think, not just one idea, but two really manifest is, that's a lot of work. So, good on you thus far. I think that, a couple thoughts. One, do you have any other co-founders that have been on this journey with you, or has it just been kind of a solo project?
It is just solo. While in the middle of it, right, I was thinking about having co-founder. I consulted few people. They all said, if you have been this far by yourself, just go for it.
Yeah, I think, it needs to be a balancing act, right? But, one of the things that I found, through my various journeys has been, having, a variety of confidants around you that, end up being really, really not just trusted advisors, because advisors are very good, but people who are in the trenches with you. It really helps to, to balance just kind of the thinking and, various things, because you're moving so fast and you need to, kind of make decisions in a very rapid way. So something to consider as you go forward. I think in general, the secondary idea that, you're talking about seems to, based on my experience, it solves a real problem, and it is not, again, from, working with some of the largest companies in the world, like it's unfortunately not a saturated market that has been solved. So, I think that there's a lot of merit in the ideation that you have there, and, kind of bringing the security of, the chat concept that you have to the table, is something that I know that, many employers and employees seek. And, in terms of, just being able to garner a lot of interest, there's a distinctive angle with that security, right? That I think it stretches beyond, what many of the solutions are that are in place today.
Yes.
Just a couple quick points. Echo everything. Good to have, if you think I use a baseball metaphor, it's good to have a founding team where someone's playing first, somebody's playing second, somebody's playing short. There's a lot of things in what you're talking about that you have to be good at. So sharing the ride's a great idea. The point on the second use case, I can't imagine any publicly held company wouldn't want to have the ability to say to their employee base, we have a, totally, anonymous pipe that isn't constrained by any systems. And here's how it is. And we stand for this and it's a policy. So I would package that up really well. Yeah. And, in terms of guiding these critical months for you right here, I mean, think about it. Take Workday's top 10 customers, or you don't have to look far out in the battlefield and go, who are the 10 customers that if I went in and sold them, hey, for $10,000, you've got this value prop. And now all of a sudden you've got, you've landed your first lighthouse customers in a place that's highly visible. So you've got a provisional patent. I don't know what went away there. Everybody went away.
Good though.
I would get that patent done quickly. I think the ask may be a little high right now to get, you may want to go with something a little smaller and get a little more proof of concept out there.
Good.
And if I've got time, I'll just add on that I think your go-to-market is critical here. I've done a lot of enterprise software investing, and it's very difficult to close enterprise deals, even when they should do it. And particularly if it's a solution they haven't seen before, there's a lot of education involved, showing them. What I like about the Cypher chat proposal is you can try it out there as a freemium and see what traction you get with some guerrilla marketing. Much more difficult in enterprise to get that same sort of free testing. So I think figuring out how to go to market on the enterprise side is absolutely critical. I highly recommend you check out Crossing Your Chasm by Jeffrey Moore in the updated version. It'll give you some good food for thought. But and also maybe I like what Seth said, two, Safe Place plus Cypher Chat, but doing two products at once is more than twice as hard. It's probably 4 times as hard. So you might find if the engine is the same for both, that could be good, because then you could test them both, and testing around is always good, but just keep that in mind. And I like Steve's point about keep your costs down, test it first, build a minimum viable product and see what you find, and then raise more.
Got it. Actually, just want to clarify, I have a detailed slide deck which answers a lot of your questions. So Safe Space is our go-to-market strategy as a first to get the foot in the door, while have Cypher Chat because users might be able to use it without Safe Space and gain additional confidence that there is a messaging app by this company which is clearly anonymous. So that is why it is there. So Safe Space is the go-to-market strategy. I also have planned how to gain customers by partnering with consultants, HR consultants, and DEI champions, so that they can suggest their executive leaders that they can use a platform like Safe Space to really bring DEI into the organization. So right now the challenge is basically initial investment to be able to hire. As a single person, I cannot do all the coding and then also focus on the growth. So that is what I need help with. Thank you.
Great insight. Hopefully you can take and use some of that. Wonderful group panelists. Dinesh, thanks for your presentation. I love when I hear founders say they found a gap, and you're the doer. You're the guy that can actually do the work. It gets you so far with your startup without a lot of expenses. It's wonderful. Just by background, I founded a CPaaS company called Candy. I think your use case is better than any use case we ever uncovered in years. So wonderful job finding a use case and a market need. So great job. Thank you.